Which phone is actually faster? The Galaxy S25 Ultra or the new iPhone 17 Pro Max? You think you know the answer, but you're probably wrong. We tested everything from boot time to gaming, and the winner wasn't what we expected. We got the cosmic orange here and we got the darker color S25 Ultra over here, the titanium black. Let's go ahead and boot these two up and see which one gets there first in 3, 2, go. Now, they both have power buttons on the same side, but the iPhone's is bigger. You could see Samsung on the right, Apple on the left. We've been waiting for this one for quite some time. The two titans in the going head-to-head right now in the smartphone speed test here. You'll see that the Samsung says sit down Halloween man over there. We're going to go ahead and take the W with the Galaxy S25 Ultra on the first one, but it's just a boot up test, but it says sit down pumpkin spice. We're on our way to the next one. Let's go into the biometrics. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get into the biometrics. Now we are going to look at Face ID, which does require an unlock like this. With the Samsung, I could just look at the phone and as long as it could see me, it'll go right in. I'm a little bit blocked by the camera, but you can see as it finds my face, goes right in. So, the Samsung is a little bit faster there. But it's also faster in general to unlock because with the iPhone, you have to bring it up and if you have raise to wake on, you'll be able to quickly unlock. But with this one, all you got to do is tap that in-display fingerprint sensor. With the screen off, you can also tap that in-display fingerprint sensor. So, from a speed perspective of getting in, the Samsung is the faster phone. So, it boots up faster and you're able to get into the phone quicker as well. So, one thing I've been noticing about the entire Samsung lineup this year is it's just been so fast in pretty much every area. So, let's go ahead and kind of discuss how iOS 26 is running here for the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Apple made a good decision by putting 12 gigabytes of RAM into this phone. Finally, an iPhone with 12 gigabytes of RAM. We'll see how that plays into RAM management. I did add Destiny Rising in here to give us an extra graphically demanding game to see if it can kind of choke up the phone at all, but we are collecting at 4.25 gigahertz. And this is on the latest version of iOS 26. The software update that they make you do right out of the box. So you are going to have to do a software update out of the box with this one. But generally scrolling through iOS here, the speed is pretty good on the 17 Pro Max. This is basically what you would expect. Now, I will say that scrolling over here, it's kind of going for more of a smooth effect, a more bouncing on the different pages here. But generally, it tends to sometimes have like these little weird, I wouldn't say glitches, but a couple of times I feel like some things sometimes act a little funny. I think iOS 26 still needs a few more polishing updates before it's just about perfect. But Apple's still going for that smooth, visually pleasing look. And now looking at the S25 Ultra, when it comes to the performance, this is One UI 8. So everything is pretty smooth and Samsung has continuously been improving the performance animations and things of that sort. Kind of going through this phone. To me, it feels like it flies along fast, whereas Apple's trying to do like these visual flying effects kind of like right here when it comes in to try to make the phone appear like it's a little bit more polished, if you will. Like right here, this little bouncing effect, the liquid glass when we kind of go right here. Hold on, let me pull down this. You can see right there how it goes through the icon. They're just trying to make it look a little bit more visually nicer than some other phones out there. We'll see if Samsung takes after that. I don't know if they will. But definitely I'm going to have to go Samsung for the day-to-day speed. Just kind of going through the phone. Just feels a little bit like it flies through everything. Let's go in and get into the app test now. Alright guys, so you can see on both phones everything is closed out. So no applications previously opened. Let's go into calendar. And that was faster for the Galaxy. Coming out. Animations. Pretty similar. Let's go into clock. Faster again for the Galaxy. We'll go over here to timers, stopwatch, alarms, and world clock. Now, with the iPhone, you can kind of use this like a magnifying and go through this glass right here. With this one, you can't really do that. You're just going to be tapping on different UI elements. Let's go into the calculator. You could see animation a little faster there on the Samsung. I have them on default right now, though. Keep that in mind. We'll go into Play Store, App Store, faster on the Samsung, and we'll go into applications. Well, it looked like the Samsung, but then I seen some of the applications appear first there for the iPhone. Let's go over here and just kind of like go through these different tabs, and you'll see no substantial differences. The iPhone and Samsung performing pretty close here, with Samsung's animations still looking faster. We'll go into chat. GPT launches their first on the Samsung. Let's type a quick prompt. iPhone versus Samsung. We'll do iPhone. Hold on. iPhone versus Samsung. And we'll click that at the same time. And you can see the Samsung actually was able to pull that up first. Although they are kind of giving us different answers. So that could mean something. But AI in general, like the onboard AI, these are just servers from ChatGPT. Onboard AI is, I think, still a bit better on the Samsung. And that was Apple on that one. Let's go into Copilot. That was Apple on that one. We'll go into YouTube. Apple gets that one. And Samsung taking a second on YouTube. That's a little bit weird. Let's run YouTube back. I think Samsung got messed up there. We're going to use, but we're going to leave it in the video. We'll go over here to this area and we'll go into gaming, and once we're in, the Samsung was popping those up faster now. I think it had a little network glitch right there or whatever. It just took a second. It just got locked up for a second. But that happens from time to time. So, can happen on either phone. Let's go on to Instagram. Was that faster on the iPhone? That was pretty close. Let's take a look at some of my recent posts. So they had these iPhone Airs inside the Apple Store kind of like this. So it's kind of neat to see the different colors back to back. Got the cosmic orange here. Overall, once in application, doesn't seem to be a substantial difference here overall. Let me go ahead and pinch the zoom and we'll swipe up out of there. Let's go into X on both. And that was faster on the Galaxy. We'll go to profile. Kind of the same there. Swiping out. We'll go into Groupon faster on the Galaxy. Although we did have, let's go over here to oil change and maintenance. Have you had your oil change lately? Looks like the iPhone was quicker. Let's go into Dead Trigger 2. So, here's where it's going to start getting a little bit more serious. We'll get into the games. Apple loads Dead Trigger 2 first. So, there was no real issues. I will hit that a little bit late, but Apple did win this one in Dead Trigger 2. Also, I was testing it prior to this video to see if the phone was getting warm, and honestly, it wasn't getting too warm at all with the new iPhone. So that vapor chamber thing is really working. It's not just marketing. It definitely will help the phone stay cool under use, but I really want to see what happens in the benchmarks after this. Let's go into RTS. I didn't do a full speed test prior to the test, though. So, everything you're seeing right here is raw. Like it's my first time putting them head to head. Let's go into RTS here. Race, the Sun, and casual games. Neither is breaking a sweat. I'm not trying to be biased towards Samsung here, but I am personally feeling the smaller punch hole. I personally don't like punch holes or the camera. I like all screens. So I can't wait till they're all screens. But for now, I don't like the large dynamic island. Do like the usage of it, but I don't like how it interrupts my content on display. So, I'm looking forward to seeing what Apple does with the Fold and if they get that under-display camera in the future. Samsung wins here in Free Fire. So, Samsung takes another W. We'll head up out of here and we'll go into Call of Duty, and you'll see Call of Duty is launching first there on the Samsung. But sometimes, even if I just tested them before, they're gonna load up some stuff. So, we'll see if we get any resource loading and stuff like that. But, nope. Samsung in there first. So, there is something to note, though. You could say, well, Samsung's been out a lot longer, so they've had more time to get their phone optimized. That is true. But this is only episode 1. We're gonna do like 3 or 4 or 5 episodes of this speed test comparison between these two as Apple gets more polished, as updates come out. And we will switch over to covering the S26 Ultra when it becomes available. So, this one will be going head-to-head not only with this one, but also the S26 Ultra. So, you can see right here Apple in the lead when it comes to PUBG and takes the win. So, Apple back on top with this app. They are compiling resources here. So, I wonder if that slowed us down. I am going to rerun PUBG just because of this compilation of resources, and we'll see if that changes anything for us. So now it's loading the original game. So let me close that out. We'll close both out and we'll rerun PUBG. And this is not to try to say, hold on. That I didn't tap it correctly on the iPhone. Let's go into PUBG. How long I've been doing this? Still not tapping it correctly on one side. I think this will be a different result, but Apple's still in the win. But I still think that resource compilation made it a lot ahead for the iPhone. So iPhone still wins. So we've confirmed the iPhone can launch PUBG first, but the Samsung loses but not by as much as initially. Let's go to Destiny Rising now and see which one can do this first. And I actually really like this game, by the way. It wasn't launched too long ago. It's pretty fresh though. But it looks like they might be better optimized than iPhone. Loading quite a bit quicker there. And this one is pretty darn. This is the one that heats up the phones the most. I did find when I did test this game though on both, I did find the Samsung got warmer under this game. So, Destiny Rising it was ready to go here for the iPhone first. And so, we're already in there on the left. So, yeah, iPhone pretty strong GPU they're showcasing now that we got in this. This is a very demanding game. So, I think pushing it, the iPhone might actually have the more powerful internals, especially for gaming. Let's see what happens here. And once Samsung's in, you're just fine. Let's go into Geekbench 6. That's faster on the right. We'll go into 3D Mark. Speed test faster on the left. And InShot faster on the Samsung. I will say overall my final thoughts about the initial app test here. Samsung seems snappier most apps, but a few launched here first that kind of shocked me. You know, having the more powerful Destiny Rising PUBG. So, when you start pushing it, I think the iPhone might either have better optimized games, but it might be a more powerful overall performance when really pushing it.